A week ago today, a St. Louis judge dropped murder charges against an accused killer. You see, a prosecutor from the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office never showed up for court hearings, apparently on maternity leave. This was in May, June, and again last Wednesday. And Fox 2's You Paid For It investigative reporter Elliot Davis talks with an alderman who demands answers.
The chairman of the St. Louis Aldermanic Public Safety Committee says his committee wants to hear Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner explain just what went wrong in the case surrounding accused killer Brandon Campbell. A judge dropped the murder charges against him when the prosecutor from Gardner's office didn't show up for several hearings. Campbell was released from jail. He's still at large. Here's Public Safety Chairman Joe Vaccaro.
Shock would be the most kindest word I could use. I mean, that has got to be just absolutely incompetence. How do you not show up or not have an attorney show up for a court date and then murderers are being released back out on the street? This is just insane.
St. Louis Circuit Judge Jason Singheiser dropped the murder charges against Campbell this week. Apparently, the prosecutor assigned to the case was on a 3-month maternity leave, and there was no replacement for her. The judge said in his order dropping the charges, someone from the circuit attorney's office must be assigned while she's on leave to deal with issues like the one present here. He went on to say, in a case like this, where the circuit attorney's office has essentially abandoned its duty to prosecute those it charges with crimes, the court must impartially enforce the law, and any resultant threat to public safety is the responsibility of the circuit attorney's office. The spokeswoman for Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner admitted the office made a big mistake, saying, "We have determined that corrective measures are needed to further prevent any further repeat occurrences of the incident in question." The charges against Campbell were refiled. Police are trying to rearrest him.
Even the manager at McDonald's makes sure employees show up to open the restaurant. If you're in management, you're responsible. You have to make sure if you're shorthanded, show up yourself.
But former St. Louis City prosecutor Gerald Christmas takes a different view. He served 7 years as a prosecutor in the circuit attorney's office under Gardner's predecessor. He's also a spokesman for the organization of black lawyers called the Mound City Bar Association.
The judge could have continued the case because the judge knew the case was going to get re-indicted. So the judge could have went on and continued the case.
So are you criticizing the judge?
It was the court that let the defendant go, not the prosecutor. We have individuals that are more concerned about embarrassing the prosecutor than they are about having an effective system.
Somebody should have shown up in a murder case. It's not just like, oh, well, I was just off that day. Someone has to be tracking this stuff.
I asked Gardner's spokesperson if there's a shortage of prosecutors that's making it tough to handle all the cases. While not addressing that, she did say the office is doing everything possible to be as effective as they can be. An office now under heavy fire. I'll keep track of this issue. After all, you paid for it.
And there were 2 other murder cases dismissed this week because of absent or unprepared city prosecutors. We've got Fox 2 legal expert Chetleben joining us, and he's on the Lakeside Renovation and Design Weather Deck for the first time.
Nice digs.
Yeah, nice
Love
digs
them,
here.
yeah.
All right, you've been working with the Circuit Attorney's Office or, had cases since the 1970s.
1974.
What would you compare this
to? Nothing. There's no comparison. I mean, clearly, there is a problem with her internal management system that needs a quick fix, some way, somehow. But it's inexcusable that you would have 3 continuances, 3 times that she doesn't show up for a murder case. I mean, this isn't a case of driving, you're speeding, whatever. This is a guy who's charged with murder.
Okay, playing the devil's advocate here, we're in a pandemic. There's a huge caseload. Could this have been, giving it to somebody who's on maternity leave, a tactic or a mistake?
Well, it could be a tactic to postpone having to try that particular case. But you have to manage the folks. Now, let's take a broader look at the issue. She's had some maybe 90-plus people, the reporting is, that have left that office.
Since 2017.
Yeah, since she's been elected. And so what occurs here now, and some of those were career prosecutors, and they had spent their lives prosecuting murder cases. They leave the office. You replace those with younger, inexperienced lawyers. So now what you have is the situation where you've got a young lawyer, and apparently the reporting is that a lawyer that was just hired in June was assigned a murder case. Well, you can't, the inexperience of that particular individual is going to be a problem with getting a conviction.
But if you're the judge and you've got a guy here accused of murder, do you really release him, or do you get another continuance, or does that violate his constitutional rights of the Sixth Amendment?
He has a right to a speedy trial. Secondly, he has, and as I understand the situation here, the defendant is entitled to discovery, and what that means is he's entitled to everything that the prosecutor has, police reports, lab reports, those sorts of things that they're going to use to convict him. Well, in this particular case, I guess, he was charged in December, and as of May, the defense lawyer didn't even have the discovery because the prosecutor assigned to the case is on some kind of maternity leave.
Well, there's a big editorial in the Post-Dispatch this morning, and the circuit attorney's spokeswoman says that we have determined that corrective measures are needed to further prevent any future repeat occurrences of the incident in question. So they acknowledge at least the Campbell case.
Well, yeah, but excuse me, I don't know how you do that. I mean, if people aren't, I don't know what the problem is with people leaving that office, career prosecutors. So you got to fix it with competent people coming in to replace the people that left. Don't know how she's going to do that.
We'll see what happens next. Chetleben, thanks so much for coming in.
You bet.